What's up, dog?
Boy, them boys long.
So he a defender, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, them boys long. It be crazy.
How else you gonna get wrong?
Man, I just tell you, man, the people look at them dudes out there with them 7-footers, be like, oh, he a little dude. Them NBA dudes don't be little.
Nah.
Oh, y'all bastards.
Especially this day and age. For
Yeah.
sure.
For sure.
But you know the game changes so much too. He'll be out there standing next to Wemby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course he a foot shorter.
They be like, these small.
Yeah.
What you love about the NO? You hit RC up for some spots to check out?
Not yet, man. It was different so far. I ain't really get the experience, man. I ain't really get it yet, so I was under the radar and I had a lot going on. So
That's your man right
for
there.
sure. Yeah,
I got it.
he told me.
I hit him up.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, get me up. On the mission, get me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant.
Well, man, Dejounte Murray, man, welcome to the show. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I mean, you know that. Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Ryan Clark, Pivot Fam, thank you for pivoting with us. We were talking about it walking in, but I told you I had talked to Jamal.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, damn, bro, like, y'all really be hooping
Yeah.
in Seattle. And he was so excited that we were going to talk. And the first thing he says, he's like, yeah, man, that's the rose that grew from the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's so much tied into basketball there, but your story is a lot deeper. When you look back, man, at some of the things that you've been through, how do you think that shaped your I'm not partying, I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking perspective? Because you could have went the entire other way.
Well, first, before I answer that, I got to give y'all your flowers. You know, I appreciate what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a voice. You know, it's important for, you know, men, women, and most importantly, our youth. You know, they need positivity. So I see everything y'all do from y'all's careers, and, you know, I just want to give y'all your flowers, you know,
Man,
before
that.
we start. You know what I'm saying? So just had to do that. But nah, man, it's honestly, I still feel like I'm in a dream, man. Like I haven't had the time to really just sit down and just realize like where I came from, knowing I got a long ways to go, but just where I'm at today. You know, I really don't know. Like, I really feel like I'm dreaming. I tell my boys, I tell my lady, even my daughter, my oldest, she's 7 now. So, you know, able to have conversations with her. It's a deep story, man. Like, it's real deep, and I'm trying to heal from it. And when I mean I'm trying to heal from it, like, that's why I told you before, like, I don't really do interviews, man. Like, I gotta heal. I gotta find myself completely. I gotta, you know, be at peace with myself, with the stuff that I was around, the stuff I was involved with. To sum it up a little bit, you know, obviously we'll get going, but to sum it up a little bit, like, you know, everybody I grew up with is dead or in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, basketball was my only way, like, straight up. Like, basketball, like, I talk to my brothers in prison every day, whether it's on the app or, you know, answering phones. I'm going to visit my brother in prison in 4 or 5 days. It's unbelievable. But for me, I just know as a kid, for myself, I looked up to the drug dealers, the gang members. Now I get to watch my kids, my nieces, nephews, little cousins say, you know, we want to be like you.
Yeah.
And that, like, it damn near make me shed a tear, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew how hard it was for all of us. And I feel like that was our sacrifice, you know, so they could live, you know what I'm saying? And be able to do the right things and know the right things, because all we knew was the wrong things. You know, majority of it just, you know, me trying to heal from it, you know? You know, that's really it. But honestly, I feel like I'm in a dream, man. This don't feel real at all.
I do want to tell you, you know, first off, thank you for what you said, but that's been the best thing about this show.
Yeah.
And it's not very often that people sit down and the first thing they say is that they do understand they need to heal. I don't think we talk about it in our community enough. I don't think we talk about it as Black men enough. And there are gonna be some people, man, who watch this and learn what you went through and hear you say, nah, I'm still healing from it, that get some sort of comfort from that, man. So I appreciate you sharing that right off of the back, unprompted, for real.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
We heard the stories, the homelessness, juvenile, all that stuff, bruh. Just take us through your side of it, because we haven't heard it from your side.
Yeah.
and you hear the story, so take it through your side. But like you're saying, what are you healing from? That's the craziest part, is that you hear these little snippets, but you're not supposed to be where you are. What did you have to go through to make that thought, like you just said, it's surreal to you? What did you have to go through to get where you are?
Just starting, like, you gotta understand, for me, like, the cameras had always been for me to, like, how can I find peace with what I had to go through, you know, what I've done. And it's never been a knock to, like, I don't want to do interviews. I feel like that ain't nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, real life matters, you know? We can hop on Instagram and Twitters and just social media in general and forget about real life. For me, it's always been real life for me from day one. You know, before I was blessed to be in the position I am, you know, all the way back to the struggle, it was always real life, survival mode. As a kid, I grew up around my grandma. You know, my mom did a lot of prison time, so, you know, my dad was on and off. I never knew what it felt like to have a mom and dad, you know, in the same household. And it just was rocky for me. This is something new that I'm gonna say, like, my uncles, I love my uncles, you know, on both sides, but mainly, you know, the ones that was there, I was with around a lot, was my mom's brothers, whether it was younger or older. And, you know, they stepped up. They was teenagers. And they seen the pain I was dealing with, you know, at 3, 4 years old, knowing what drugs were, knowing that my mom was in prison. You know, you couldn't tell me she was on vacation, none of that. Like, I knew my mom was in prison. I'll go visit my mom in prison. I'll cry myself why I couldn't leave the prison after visiting her. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor for years, not having clothes, you know, love my grandma to death, you know, and I can only imagine how hard it was for her. You know, she had her own children, but she took in a lot of her grandchildren. And it's just like, I think the taking in for me was enough. Now I'm mature, older, and going back in those times, you know, you could fall into the, oh, I didn't get this, and I didn't get these shoes, and she kept a roof over my head. You know, we was Section 8 living, whether it was here, there, she made sure I was there and I wasn't in child custody, because that was the route I was going. And it takes a real woman, you know, to stand up and say, nah, I'm gonna take that responsibility. For me, it was just tough, always. And, you know, I tell the story of my uncle, man. Like, there was a time where I was with my uncle, always with my uncle. His name's Ruben. Even though I'm the one that's famous, rich, like, he's the king of the family, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's always gave his all. He sacrificed his life, going to college, everything, just for us, you know what I'm saying? The whole family. And, you know, I just remember a moment, I was about, 7, 8 years old, and I was in the car with him and all his partners, and we end up just driving, we going to my cousin's house, and a real situation happened. And, you know, we got pulled over, and there was about 8 guns drawn on us. And just from that moment, I remember that moment, and that moment is gonna get to make you guys understand where I'm going, you know, and the pattern I'm going. But that moment was like, it was a real moment for me, you know, as a 8-year-old sitting in that front seat with him and not knowing what's going on. And I think just from that moment, it happened to be crazy that we had a cousin that was in the car, or the other car, you know, that ended up getting out, stopping, like, nah, these are my cousins, these are my cousins. And if it wasn't for that moment, like, I wouldn't be sitting here with y'all. An 8-year-old would have got killed in a crossfire or something we had nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, from that moment on, it kind of opened my eyes as an 8-year-old, like, damn, this is what's going on outside of the house, you know, because we grew up in a neighborhood in the house. We never really had cars and none of that stuff to move around. It was walking and getting on the bus. So, you know, for me, it was always a certain distance that we went. That was like, you know, one of the real moments for me, you know, an 8-year-old seeing that. And then from that moment, I'm like, I'll never be in that situation again. Like, I'm gonna forever protect myself, you know, and even though we were protected by God, and I'm here to tell this story, and this is the first time I ever told this story. I ain't even told my uncle how that made me feel. Years later, I was 8 years old, I'm 28, that's 20 years ago. He don't even know how I really feel about that. You know what I'm saying? And all we was, the negativity was the stuff that we had no choice. There wasn't no, okay, you go this way, it's the right way. Nah, it's the negative stuff, you know, you sell drugs, you gonna gangbang, you know what I'm saying? You gonna fight to survive, You lose a fight, you're gonna fight again till you win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so for me, like, from that moment, I don't know what it was. It went a whole nother route for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That was what we like to call your pivot. But earlier, you gave us our flowers for being what we are as a show. I want to give you your flowers. We recently had Trent Sheldon on, and he said all of those decisions start with you, right? So I want to give you your flowers for making the choice to leave that behind and do better for your life. Now you're in a position where you can do better for your children and allow them to see something different, see, and create legacy with the Murray last name. So shout out to you first and foremost. But with our show, we always try to project positivity and find a way to give back in whatever capacity. What were some of the influences that led you to be in the street or to experience that gang life? So some of those influences, and how could we use your story and our platform to try and circumvent, you know, for the next generation to help them avoid those potential outcomes?
And you in a certain environment, like, sometimes, as bad as it sounds, it's like the only influence is what's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the influence in front of me was the drug dealers, the gang members. That was what it was for me. But also, for my story, you know, the influence people that helped me, it was the judge. It was the prosecutors. It was my lawyers. It was the community centers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had uncles that were still fighting for me. Like, I caught my first case at 11 years old, a robbery one with a firearm, 11 years old. I had my sister call the school and tell them to call and act like my mom. True story. Call and act like mom. My sister's in 8th grade. I'm in 6th grade. Told my sister, because I wasn't focused on school. I'm in a whole nother mind state. Like, school's not getting me money. School's not helping get the things that I want. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't taught the importance of school.
Right.
So for me, like, I'm telling my sister, call the school, you know, tell them that I got an appointment or something. My older sister called. And that happened to end up being a lesson for me. That happened to being something really bad. I got in a situation, and that situation kind of blessed me at that time, even though I had some road bumps past that. But that specifically is like what turned it up, because I was just in a survival mode to get money, and I was 10 toes in it.
Right.
And I wasn't trying to play in it and out of it. So when you're in the streets, there's no such thing as going to school and being in the streets. There's no such thing. It's impossible. Me right now, I made it. I'm past that.
Right.
There's no such thing as being a professional, a gentleman, a father, and being in the streets. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I joke all the time, like, with my boys, like, man, I love that I live in the suburbs. I'm in a gated community. You would never hear me talk about money, fame, clothes, materialistic things. Like,
Right.
I live in a gated community, and my children go to a private school.
Right.
That's unheard of for Dejounte Murray and where he come from. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to pivot back to, you know, your question was, you know, my influence was I did have a lot of people that were trying to show me they care. Like the prosecutor, he told me, stay. They wasn't trying to give me all this time. I'm 11 years old. I don't know this is my first time in juvenile. I don't know what's going on. Did the crime, I'm like, okay, I'm about to do whatever time it is. I could have had a chance to telling all my people that was there. But I was so invested into what I was doing, I knew I couldn't tell. I just happened to get caught. The other 3 didn't get caught. And then I didn't say their name. But that just goes back to I was forced to grow up at a young age. No 11-year-old should live that life. No 11-year-old should have to make those decisions. The decision is, I got homework today.
Right.
I got school today. I got basketball, football practice today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's always been people that care about me, but I think what saved me is I think those people seen something in me, because I got caught up in the law after that, but they seen something in me. You know, and one thing about it, I've been taking accountability since I was 11 years old. 11 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Growing
Like,
quick.
yeah, 11 years old. I was paying my own phone bill, 11 years old. I had my own money, 11 years old. So when it came to hard times, my life was hard times. So it's like getting in trouble with the law or this or fights, whatever like that. It is what it is.
What message would you have for your 11-year-old self?
I wish I had a mom and a dad, you know, at that time to guide me in the right way. I got children, man. Like it's beautiful to be able to be a father. No, it's beautiful, like to be able to show them right from wrong, keep them away from negativity, but also teach them discipline. You know what I'm saying? And all these different things. You know, so it's like I've never been the guy to go back to tell my younger self anything. Kids are innocent. Kids are not asked to be in this world at all. You know what I'm saying? They're innocent. Every single kid across the world is innocent. So it's like, what can I go back and really tell myself? You know, that was my environment. I was a product of my environment.
Right.
My kids are a product of an environment that, you know, allows them to live in, you know, a big house, go to private school, have chef, have nanny. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the odds for them is, you know, they got a pretty good odds of, you know, doing the right thing compared to, you know, 11-year-old Dejounte Murray.
Brother, the chef, the nanny, is funny. I had another question. I'm gonna ask this one though, because we all have that. We're blessed.
For sure.
And you come from the rose out of concrete type thing. Then now you have these trust fund babies. How tough is that? Like, cause you want them to be tough. I got a 13-year-old and I'm like, man, nah, you gotta, somebody say something slimy, you gotta, no, you in private school. It ain't like that no more. Like the transition of what you teach your kids from how you grew up and what you just explained, like, how do you navigate that? Because your kids is way different than how you were.
For sure. Man, it's like 50-50. And what I mean by that is, it's like a gift and a curse with it, man. The gift is they won't ever go through what I went through. The curse of it is this world's so sick, you know what I'm saying? There's people that will poison these kids' brains with all type of things, you know? Like I got a 7-year-old and I never told my 7-year-old I was rich. She don't live with me. I get her a lot, you know what I'm saying? But she's home in Seattle and I've never wanted to tell her none of that. I wanted her to just catch on to herself to see, oh, my dad plays basketball. My dad plays in NBA. Like, I wanted her to just figure out herself instead of just, hey, daddy's in NBA. Hey, daddy's rich. Because that stuff don't mean nothing to me like it means to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thankful, I'm grateful. But it's like at the same time for her, when she told me that, it kind of hurt me because I know it came from, you know, somebody that it wasn't a good place. So it's like when I mean the curse of it is like, they gonna go through something I never went through. Cause I went through not having money. I lived in house, apartment, hotel, here, you know what I'm saying? Car, like, they won't never experience that. And so their experience is gonna teach me too. But at the same time it goes back to the toughness part, you know? We play around and I try to teach them, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever go out and start nothing. But don't ever turn down defending yourself. You defend yourself no matter where it's at, however it is, whatever it is, you defend yourself. But you don't start problems. It's kind of like I tell my brothers and all them, like, why do people get praised for being a good person? Everybody should be a good person. You should be a good person. If somebody harm you, that's when you turn into another person. But it's appropriate that you harm me, I could defend myself.
Yeah.
I don't wake up saying, oh, I hope the world does this today or do that, or I hope such and such don't get this blessing or get that blessing. Like, I wake up to go get it myself first, but at the same time, my mentality and how I feel is like, I want everybody to shine. I want everybody to eat.
But if you act crazy,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
I need to match that energy.
But that's I keep myself away from a lot of those situations. But stuff happens. Anytime, any play, anything can happen. Yeah. But I don't come off as a person that think I'm tougher than you, I'm better than you. I'm equal than everybody in this room, everybody in this world. Just because I got more, you got less, I'm not better than you. So, you know, more of it just making sure they know, like, you're not better than nobody. My kids know they're not better than nobody. I don't care where we go, private planes we go, here, Disney World.
I seen the private plane.
Yeah, wherever they get to do, whatever they get to do, they know you're not better than nobody.
You're different.
You're blessed.
You travel, you're blessed. You travel blessed.
Yes,
that's what
blessed.
You teach your babies.
God blessed us. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he don't bless other people. This is the blessing he gave us.
Yeah.
And they understand that. So it's gonna be a challenge. I got 2 girls. And then my lady, you know, she has a son, and that's like my son. You know what I'm saying? And the thing for me is the girls. Like with the boys, it's I feel like it ain't gonna be easy, but it's
It's a different
You
conversation.
can
smack
with
that
girls,
chest. You can hit that.
with the girls, man, it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tough, but my life been tough. My life full of challenges every single day, so I'm excited for it. I'm up for the challenge, you know? I just wanna make sure the main thing is the main thing, and you're not better than nobody, you're equal to everybody, and you gotta work for everything, and they understand that.
My oldest came home, she was in private school. She came home when we were in Pittsburgh and I was playing for the Steelers. She walks in the door, slams down her backpack. She said, "Why y'all ain't tell me we was rich?" Right? But it was the same thing. The place it came from, they were making fun of her. They were telling her that she was different in a way, and not different in the sense that that made her good or that she was blessed, but that you behave this way because you have this or because you have that. And we had never had that conversation because I, like you, I understood that that was God's blessing, but it made me no different than the way I grew up. And the conversation is always difficult and me and Coach Tomlin have it all the time. How do I teach my kids the lessons that I learned without them going through the adversities I went through?
Yeah.
And the answer is you actually can't.
You can't.
Right? And you can't protect them from the different things they'll experience outside of you. The question I have for you is you spoke about healing, right? And I know, you log in the morning and you send your messages to your family and your friends that are in penitentiaries. How have you dealt with any survivor's remorse or guilt being the one that made it?
Every day. Every day. Just talking to them, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know what we done. I know what we was involved in. And like I said, accountability's been, that's me, accountability. That's it and that's all. I don't have time to point fingers and it's accountability. That's the only way you're able to grow. You make mistakes. If you can't take the accountability for it, you'll never grow. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. So it's just like, for me, it hurts me, because my partners ain't in jail for a year, 5 years, 10 years. We talking about dudes in there 20, 40, 60, 80.
Damn.
Now this is real, This is real. And it's just like, it's me messaging them every day or answering their phone calls. That had nothing to do with guilt. I love you. I love you. Don't ever get it twisted, because you behind them walls and tell them what they're going through mentally, physically. Damn, do he still love me? Did he forget about me? And if you know me, you know me. And a lot of my boys know me. A lot of them know me. They know my heart since I was a kid. I was the baby that was in front. I've never played behind nobody. I never followed nobody. But I never harmed nobody unless you harmed me. You know what I'm saying? So I was respected because of just who I was as a person. And my hustle and ambitions. I never wanted nothing from him, from you, from him. You know what I'm saying? It was, I'm gonna get it my own self. And it's just like, for me, it hurts me. Sometimes I go days where I don't even want to answer the phone to talk to them because of the guilt. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like, damn, they're in prison. Or the other ones are dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? And why they ain't me? What makes me so different than them? We was doing the same things. Why me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did God, all the time, why did God choose me? Why? Because I know what I was involved with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, There's a reason why I move how I move, man. There's a reason why I don't play around. I don't party, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I know what I want. I got blessed with something that sounds impossible, knowing what I was involved in.
So when did it click then, right? Because, basketball, like many professional sports, is something that chooses you and then you get to go chase it, right? And you built yourself from all these things we've already talked about into an all-star. That takes effort, that takes discipline, that takes dedication. When was it that all of these things that you were doing that you say could very well leave you dead or behind bars, when did it switch to a different drive and a different dream?
First of all, I love basketball.
Yeah.
I love basketball with a passion. I played in the rain. I bought up socks and shot in the laundry basket. I did the hangers in the door. And this is something I don't never gotta say. I don't gotta tell my story. In the whole state of Washington that know me, family, friends, they'll be able to tell my story without me ever telling the story. So for me, like, I've always said this, I have a problem with this now. I love the game so much and don't care about what it gives me. As far as the materialistic things, the money, the fame, all that, I don't care about that. I love the game. I'm that kid that loves the game. At heart, I love it. I love the process of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love it. So for me, the switch was, I've always been good in basketball. If I wasn't good in basketball, I wouldn't be sitting on this couch.
Yeah.
I didn't take school serious. I didn't enter a classroom after 8th grade until I got to University of Washington. Yeah, I didn't go to high
no,
school.
run that back. What? You didn't go into a classroom?
I wasn't in the classroom in high school.
For 4 years?
They had to homeschool me to get me away from my neighborhood. You have Rainier Beach High School. Jamal would tell you. You have Rainier Beach High School. Across the street is the block where I'm from. So I never touched the classroom. If I was gonna be able to reach my full potential in just basketball, whatever it was, but it was basketball, keeping it real, I had to move away. I had to move away. Like, people don't understand, man, because I'm not a guy that run my mouth. I don't need to tell these different stories, or I'm trying to heal. So it's not cool for me to get on Instagram and post things I had or what I was doing. I was hood rich at 14 years old.
Bro, you ain't snitching on nobody.
No, seriously. Listen,
I need to hear this process. This sounds crazy.
What we call this, the pivot, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna pivot to everything. I respect y'all, that's why I'm here. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like interviews. I'm healing, I promise you, I mean that. I don't smoke or drink, I don't know how. The shit I go through mentally, I don't know how. I'm just strong. I'm strong up there. There's nothing that would make me go do a drug or push some alcohol. No. And I don't know how.
Dejounte, so I was talking about this earlier, right? Like, we all grew up around hood dudes. You know what I'm saying? And to me, they fell into two different sections, right? There was the hood dude that you knew was slimy, right? He had no code. He didn't care about anybody but himself. He lied. He'll still come in your house and steal for you, right? And then there was the other one who did what he had to do based on his circumstances, but he took care of people. And he was honest. And what I mean by honest was, if you asked him something, he told you the truth, whether he did wrong or he did right, right? And if he said he was gonna do it, he was gonna do it. Because he was confident enough that if he wasn't gonna do it, he felt comfortable saying it. You seem to me like that whatever you present, that's what you're going to be. When you're growing up and this chaos is all around you, like you said, you hood rich at 14, you're not touching a classroom. How do you develop a code that turns you into a leader?
I was a born leader. I didn't turn into a leader overnight. Every man in prison, rest in peace to my ones that, are now no longer with us. The ones that are still with us, my mama, they'll tell you I've never followed nobody. That's why I was respected by the older dudes. They respected me because they call it front line. I was front line. I didn't make excuses. It wasn't I'm 13, 14. But most importantly, I never followed nobody. And that's no knock to nobody. I never followed nobody. Anything that I did in my life is because I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah, I heard you say one time that you don't really go back and forth with people. You don't really talk. Because you said, like, I'm really about that, right? And you said most people that do what I do, they aren't, right? They're talking for show, right? They want it to be that I want to make you believe this is who I am.
They need approval.
Why don't you need the approval?
They need approval. Because when you went through what I went through, there's nothing to celebrate about that. There's no image that you're trying to get across to the next person. That you were that or you wasn't that.
Yeah.
And as you get older and you mature, because I was a kid, that was my environment. I had to go through it to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm mature, I'm grown now, I'm a gentleman, I'm a father. I look back at all of it. There's nothing cool about it. I'm hurt from all of it. I have real trauma and pain inside of me from all of that.
How does that present in your life then? The trauma, the pain?
It's there, you know what I'm saying? For me, the best thing to cope with it is, like I said, is knowing my purpose, my children, and just knowing how blessed I am. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really tried the mental health stuff with other people. It's just tough when you were so deep into the things I was deep into. Only time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no timetable. You just don't know, and that's the messed up part about it. So there's days where I'm hurt a lot inside. I'm just so hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'll break down and cry in the shower, in the car. I could be listening to music.
Hey, bro. Man, if you want my money, start a food app where you're gonna deliver the food to my house. No matter where I'm at, man, I'm tapping in. It could be any type of name. As long as you got something I wanna eat, I'm in there. But bro, I went and looked at my bank account at the end of the month. They get all my dough. But I tell you what I've been looking into, man, is Monarch Money. It's a CFO for all of your needs. It gives you full visibility and total control over your finances so you can stop earning, right, and start saving money.
Yeah, man, when you get bread, you don't know you're gonna have bread, then you have it. You need Monarch Money, because your accounts, investments, your goals, you gotta set that number out there, and Monarch Money can help you with all of that. They are that CFO of your personal financial goals.
Start building wealth with 50% off in your first year with Monarch Money.
The tool people actually love. Over 1 million households use this. Why wouldn't you be a part of that?
And not only 1 million households, but it was named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025.
And all they got to do to get control of your money is go to monarchmoney.com. In your browser, use code PIVOT, half off the first year. That's 50% off the first year of you not having to argue with your lady, not having to argue with your man, having a good time. Monarch Money got your back.
And remember, that's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code PIVOT. Now, back to the show.
How do you, like, as a natural leader, like, as you're talking and all you've been through, athletic, I won't even say failure, bro, but turmoil. Mm-hmm. Like, you go to San Antonio, then your ass in Austin, then you get traded. And, like, how do you deal with that? Like, mentally knowing, like you're saying, like, your personality is a dog, that man. But then the world is telling you something else. The basketball world is telling you something else. How do you deal with those situations where life's not going the way you thought it would go, and now you have to pivot, as we're using a lot. You have to deal with that, but like your personality, even just listening to you talk is like, bro, I'm that guy. Then somebody tells you, well, you really ain't that guy.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm still gonna get up 8 a.m. every morning, go to the gym, handle my business, be a father. Work out again after this interview. It's okay. People are gonna like you, people are not gonna like you. It's okay. It's okay. I love it.
But you got an ego.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. We all do.
Yep.
But at the same time, that comes where what do you care about? Because why would I care about the guy that's in Alaska right now, message me saying I suck? Mm-hmm. This shit's so real. I had my own father when I got hurt text me because me and him ain't cool that somebody else was taking my spot when I was in San Antonio. No, this shit real. There's a reason why I don't get on these cameras, man. This shit real. Yeah. This shit is real. It's nothing to play with. It's not a joke. I'm healing. Like, I'm trying to heal. I am. I really am. My kids need me. The youth need me. You know what I'm saying? I try to tap in with the youth, as much people as I can. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for me, the answer your question is, people gonna like you or they not gonna like you. I might go back with somebody on Instagram to give them what they want, like a person comment or something or DM you, and I just messing them back. Like, it's all good, it's all love. Yeah. Kindness kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's my approach too, bro.
I have a question for you. When a man's in and out of your life, you work to get to this place. I don't know if it was when you tore your ACL in San Antonio or what. And your father, your biological father, messages you, and it's like, yeah, somebody's gonna go get your spot. Mm-hmm. What is your response to that?
I was hurt because I love him, and I know he loved me. Like, more of it, I know he loved me, straight up. We might not have the best relationship, and I never called him a deadbeat. He know I love him, at the end of the day. But I don't know what make a father say that. Just because we've been having going on for years, before I even made it to college, just back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And, so I remember it like yesterday. There was something in me that hurt, but there's something in me like life goes on. You gonna stay in this house and be hurt, or you gonna be hurt at that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it is what it is. I can't control how you feel. I can't control how you feel. I can't. That's life. People got their opinions, people feel how they feel, you know what I'm saying? That shit turned me up though. I'm crazy too when it comes to my work. I love my work, I love it. So things like that is like, oh, okay, bet. Now, not only this person I don't know, like a stranger, shit, I gotta prove my dad wrong, bet. I tore my ACL, became an all-star. He came to the all-star game. I gotta swallow that pill, or does he?
I think it's safe to say he swallowed that pill, and I'm not sure if he tried to use it as a form of like reverse psychology to kind of motivate you to not slack up, but whatever it was, you handled your business.
For sure.
But that brings me to your time in San Antonio, because not too long ago, you don't play for the Spurs, but you showed up at Pop's press conference, which I thought was just one of the most honorable things to do. What sort of influence was Pop on you, like getting drafted to San Antonio, right? God puts us in places that we can only handle what he gives us. If you had gone somewhere else with a different coach, who knows what your career would have turned into.
He was like the father figure I was missing, consistent, because I show up to the gym every day. We got, you guys know how the professional game work, man. You on planes, you on buses, you always together. So for me, it was everything was happening just back to back. And it was like connecting the dots, and it was just like the right timing for everything. Knowing what I was going through, knowing I'm going into this new world, this professional world that I have no clue about, because I come from just a kid from the south of Seattle, and that's all I know. I don't know this corporate stuff. I don't know this business stuff. So getting to be around him, a leader that's teaching me how to be a man, how to be a professional, how to go about your work, how do you treat people. You are who you only treat people, how you treat people.
Right.
You treat people like an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yep.
You treat people good, I mean, you're a good person. You know what I'm saying? So for me, he was like a father figure. It's so many stories. If he was able to come sit here and talk, he'd tell you he's never had a player come in his office that cried on his shoulder from how many murders he had to deal with back home in Seattle, how many funerals I had to pay for. It was so crazy. A lot of my people don't even know this, from family, friends, in the penitentiary. Pop didn't want me to go to Seattle. When I first got drafted, I wouldn't go to Seattle. And that was a man that cared about me. That was a man that wanted me to reach my full potential in life first, but then as a basketball player. He's so real, he tried to move my mom to San Antonio with his own money after she got shot. My mom was shot in the leg my rookie year. He called her himself without me knowing until after the fact. We want to move you here. No, not with his money, with my money. That sound like a dude that cared about me and loved me, right?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because my mom got
100%.
shot at that time. You should know my mentality without me saying it.
Yeah.
Right. Damn.
How'd you find out that Pop called your mom?
He eventually told me.
How'd you feel when, he's the greatest basketball coach of our time, says, look, it's bigger than basketball. Your mom got shot. I understand who you are and what that means to you. I want to bring her here, and I wanted to do it on me, not on you.
When he told me, it was really like, because in that time, I went from starting in high school and starting in college. Now I'm not playing, but I understand it though. Like, a lot of these guys come to the league, young guys, they want it overnight. I didn't want it overnight. I just need to understand. Let me know. You know, give me the plan, what it is, whatever, and I'm gonna go accomplish it. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it doesn't matter what I have to do. You know, so for me, I was just blessed to go around all these great people. But for him specifically, when he told me that, it was simple. Oh, this dude care about me. Cause I'm a fan just like everybody else is a fan.
Yeah.
This is Greg Popovich. Won 5 championships. How many players have he just helped non-basketball? It's just these conversations. This the hug, like, I love you, I care about you. So to see him tell my mother, you know, those things, and even him telling me, I just did that because I care about you, I care about her, and I know what bringing your mom to San Antonio where she's safe and what that would do for you mentally. Just mentally. We didn't get to the basketball part. That's what I took from that. He cared about me, he loved me with his actions, not with his words.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's a thing we all go through. You forgot where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And you came from some shit. You came from some tough times.
I hear it all the time. I
But-
hear it all the time.
but what do you hear? Like, what would you tell a guy? Cause I've even heard that. Like, Decatur, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
My kids, we went back years ago, and they were like, "Daddy, we want to see the project you grew up in." I was like, "We don't need to go back to that shit.
No.
I don't want you to see
what?
that." But
sure.
what would you tell the people that say, "Oh, you forget what you got from"? No, I tell my kid, I was like, "Daddy worked hard to get you out of this. I don't even want you to see that."
Yeah.
But what would you tell? Just listen to your story. What would you tell people that feel that way, like you forgot where you came from, you gave up on the hood and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got it. That's my thing. What do you say to them?
Everybody that know me, like, you didn't just see me get drafted and you see me on TV or you see me on the internet. Every person that know me know that I got everything out of the mud on myself, by myself. So I never really had the problems of, you changed on us. Remember I did this for you? Remember I did that for you? I had dudes say, you want this? Whatever it is. It could be 50 cash, it could be car. I don't want it. Everybody know that I've got everything out of the mud. I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? But also, at the same time, I have a heart of a lion. Everything I receive, I want to give back times 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So for me is, I always hear it through, like,
Outside people.
yeah, outside, not even outside people. Like, I heard it, I got a real story for you. I landed back home recently, right? And this is probably like a couple weeks ago. I landed back, I'll be in and out, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I land back home, and one of my cousins, love him to death. You know, he come from the neighborhood I come from. He probably a year older than me. And he calls me and he's like, "Cuddy, man, motherfuckers really be haters." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Well, what happened?" "What happened?" "Man, I was in the hood and such was saying, man, why bro don't do this for me? Why bro don't do this for us? Why bro don't do that for us?" So you know what I told my cousin? "Why are you calling me telling me that? Why didn't you check that to where you didn't even have to call me to tell me that?"
Why are they so comfortable to talk about me in front of you?
100%. I love my cousin to death. I love him unconditionally. I'm literally getting off the plane. I'm on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's another thing. I'm gonna pick up. I'm not that dude that I'm better than you or I'm richer than you. Nah, I ain't answering my phone. If I'm not in the gym with my kids or in the air, like, I'm gonna pick the phone up, man. I wanna talk to my people. I may not be able to talk to you tomorrow. The thing for me was that.
Yeah.
Why you ain't check him? Why you ain't check him? Why are you calling me telling me this?
Man.
Why is, like he just said, like Ryan said, why is he comfortable saying that around you?
Does that tighten the circle?
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
so for me, it's, a lot of people know I ain't changed. I don't gotta glorify what I do.
Yeah.
I don't have to glorify my giving back. I tell my people all the time, I'm sick and tired of paying for lawyers, bail money, funerals.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
tired of it. Go build a business. Go finish school and build a business and come to me with a plan, and I'll support that before I bail you out of jail.
There's a story
You know what I'm
that
saying?
you bought dozens of houses.
I bought dozens of
They
houses.
said you bought a bunch of people's houses.
Man, they lying to you. Where'd you get that
Okay,
from?
I just saw it on the internet.
Let's
We
talk
was looking
about
it
it.
up.
Nah, I love
Okay.
it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, they
I
said you
ain't-
were watching out for everybody. And I was gonna tell you, even off air, like as a man, like, bro, you can't buy everybody's house, bro.
That's why you asked me though.
Yeah.
Instead of assuming.
Yeah.
I could read something about you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you man to man, look you in your eyes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
12 houses?
They said you bought a dozen houses for your family. Saw it on
A
something.
lot of houses.
That's a lot of, 2 houses, a lot of houses.
Dejounte, do you make friends? Like,
I
And-
don't.
I can tell.
I don't. I got brothers. Like they not my friends. If you get allowed around my personal space, you more than a friend to me. Like you family. Just cause we might not have the same blood. Like blood don't make you family. It just doesn't for me. So I really don't. I've been failed so much just in life. You know, it's another thing you keep your guard up. You know, but it's okay to have friends. Like it's hard. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I think that comes in the process of the healing part, trying to heal, trying to get a bigger understanding because I've been in survival mode my whole life. Even where I'm at now, it's still, I'm blessed, but it's just still survival. You know what I'm saying?
Where do you find joy though, right? Like pure joy, where if I said, hey, Dejounte, man, if you wake up tomorrow and life could be perfect, where would you go or what would you do to find joy? Would you know what that was?
I mean, joy is seeing the kids run around. Seeing the kids run around, man, like that's joy. Like going to the gym, that's joy. The gym's my club. Anybody that know me, they know I get in the gym and I blast the music. That's my club. I was in the club at 12, 13 years old, 21 and over clubs at 12 and 13 years old. You think I want a club now when I've already did that? No way. I have no interest. Because I know my purpose, I know what I want. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, the gym, that's my joy, that's my club. It really is. I love bowling. I'll take my family bowling. I love bowling. You know, my girl got me expanding to, you know, do more things, but I had to even break it down to her, you know, just who I am. Like she's still learning who I am, what I've been through, what I go through. Because it ain't just vanished and it's away. Like, I could make it look good because, like I said, accountability. If you follow the pattern, I take accountability. I won't never put this burden on nobody around me. So there's a lot of things that, you know, I get joy from, but that joy is temporary.
So you went to Atlanta, but you had your career highs in Atlanta.
Yeah, correct.
Before you went over.
Yeah.
Okay, well that also explains it because he would turn up in the A. You avoiding the club in Atlanta, you can focus on your career highs, which was what you did.
My boys was there. My boys, they was outside.
But you was
know?
chilling.
100%.
You was
It
tapped
doesn't
in
matter
the show.
where. It doesn't matter where I'm going. You could put me anywhere. You could put the turn up next door to my house or the next condo down the hall. Like, I'm not gonna get nothing out of it, man. People that really go turn up and go out and have fun, what you doing? You looking for a girl, or you a girl, you looking for a man? Or you drinking or you smoking?
That sounds fun to me.
Which is cool though. Nah, it's cool. Nah, I tell my boys, I tell my brothers all the time, man, like y'all have fun. I tell my teammates, my NBA teammates be tripping. I got a real story this past year before I got hurt. We played at Atlanta, my first game back in Atlanta. I told my teammates was doing, you know, a little something. I said, the only way I go is if we win. And I'm just showing my face to support y'all, like, yo, what up, shake hands, woo, woo, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
We lost, I stayed in the Four Seasons Hotel.
You could walk in Magic City and leave 3 minutes later?
I've been in Magic City, picked my food up in the front, and I left in 3 minutes.
You gotta sit down for 15 minutes. It's just.
My whole time in Atlanta, I never went in Magic City. Seriously.
Really?
I went one time when I was with the Spurs. One time. It was in Atlanta, right before the trade deadline. We went, everybody went, it was cool. I lived in Atlanta, never went in Magic City and sat, got dances, threw money. No.
So you never had the lemon pepper lose?
Absolutely. You ain't heard what I said?
He said you
You picked him up in
I walked in and I was standing at that booth waiting for my lemon peppers. You better believe it.
But this is, I gotta ask a follow-up about RC's thing. Like, what is your enjoyment? You don't seem like you have fun. Do you fish? Do you golf? You don't seem like you have fun. You seem like you're trying to prove the world wrong.
It's not even, I don't think prove the world wrong. It's, I think when you know, like, how I was judged coming into this business, the NBA, he was a gang member, his family gang members, and they ghetto, and this is real shit that was said about me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, the odds is against me. Like, they ain't even saying the good I did to finish to graduate high school, pass the ACT test on myself, go to college, keep a high enough GPA to play and never get in trouble. And they not praising me, none of that. They talking about the little 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old that was just a product of his environment. That stuck with me like, damn, if I get into anything, they throwing me out in 2.5 seconds.
Like, wait.
And I worked too hard, man. I came too far to just come this far. So I have fun, bro. I do. I love the gym. I love my family. Like, we got pool. We got stuff I never imagined. You know what I'm saying? I could play with their toys with them. We go watch movies. We can go, you know, I'm trying to heal. I'm 28 years old. You feel me? I've been doing this on my own. I ain't had that person that guided me for real. I've been doing this on my own since I was 11. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to expand and explore. You know what I'm saying?
His type of fun is nudist colonies, so ignore him. Coming off your 2 best seasons, and to be going to a new city, new team, 31 games in, fracture hand, Achilles. How frustrating must that have been?
This is probably this is my worst experience in the NBA. This is my worst experience in the NBA. Nothing but love for New Orleans. We talking about the city, even the organization. I don't badmouth nobody. This is just my experience. This is what Dejounte go through. And that trade, it wasn't even supposed to happen. Like, that wasn't even the thing. Like, last summer, I was here last summer working out. In Atlanta, you know, knew me and Trae Young, you know, that was, you know, they should never did that. And they were figuring out what they were doing, you know, they traded me. But that wasn't the team we were talking to. That wasn't even an option. It happened. I'm a competitor. So when it happened, I'm like, damn, I'm back in the driver's seat like I was in San Antonio. When I say that, I'm the point guard. I get to make the decisions for everybody around this room. I get to help you get another contract, help you.
Right.
I'd rather see y'all go to the All-Star game before me. That's just who I am. That's my mentality. That's my heart. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at first I'm shocked about the trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm going to New Orleans. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I was like, man, I'll never go there. Straight up, like, this is a true story. And it happened, so it's like, what you gonna do about it? You know, and moving's never easy for any professional, any person in life, you know? You got a family at that. If I was by myself, it would be smooth. We got kids, my lady, you know, my brother's coming with me, so it's a transition that we gotta do together. And when I say my experience, man, it was bad, man. I get to New Orleans, you know, training camp's good, like I feel healthy, everything's good, and I'm excited about what's about to happen as far as our roster and how camp went, and everything went downhill from that moment. My mom had a stroke 7 days before the first game. I leave. I go back to Seattle. I'm with her. She wake up out of ICU. She gets in the room, and we watching I remember yesterday, we watching the WNBA finals. She's just crying, and she's crying because I'm right there by her side. And she's just crying, and she can't really talk. So I'm like, damn, why you, what's going on? You good? Like, you gonna be good. You good? I'm right here. We all here, family here. She pointing at basketball, like,
You need to go play.
you know what I'm saying? Like, these is women playing. No disrespect. Like, I'm one of the biggest fans of WNBA. She's looking like.
Right.
So I'm like, damn. I'm like, you want me to go play? She's like, yeah, go play. She's just pointing. I go play. I go back. I ain't played basketball my whole time up in Seattle. You know, it was about 12, 13 days I was up there just with her every day. I'm in the hospital with her. Not even thinking about basketball. It's my mom's life. I never seen my mom. She's in ICU. This shit is real. You know, I go back to New Orleans literally a day before the first game without practicing anything. I go play because not only my mom wanted me to go play, there was that guilt that you talk about.
Yep.
This team traded for me, the point guard, to run the show, keep everything organized. I got something to prove to them. Back what you said, you feel like you got to prove. Shit all pivot to the same. It all comes to the pot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I get there and everything's great. I break my hand first game.
Yep.
And I'm out. And the shit that hurt me was that I felt like that was God saying, no, you got to be with her. Like, she wanted you to go there, but nah, you broke your hand because you got to go rehab and be with her.
Right.
She needs you more than this game needs you. You know, I go back with her, and my mom was out of ICU and made it to a rehab center, and then she went backwards. She had to get rushed back to ICU. So I'm back in Seattle, not knowing what's about to happen, and just dealing with this. She recovers. Thank God to this day she's doing better. She can do, you know, better than what she is, but she's better. She's been out of the hospital. And from that moment, I go back, and, you know, the times when I get back, you know, I made it important to them. New Orleans, like, you know, because I'm not the guy, I don't want to hear the sad stuff all the time. Like, don't remind me of it, you know? I appreciate the text and the first time you seen me, but we got a task to attend to. We got work to do. Let's go hoop. Because that's what she would want me to do. She wouldn't want me to pout, cry, and sit in the house on her blanket. Like, nah, she taught me to be tough. She taught me to keep going. So, you know, I was ready to hoop. And from that moment, the organization, it got bad, man. Like, as you guys can see, like, such and such got fired, another guy left, they brought new people in, and it was a situation where, like, seriously, like, I got all these problems going on. Not only my mom, I broke my hand, I recovered, and my mom had a stroke. One of my cousins got killed. Then my uncle overdosed.
Damn.
Back to back to back. And in the meantime of all this, like, I'm not getting what I need in the organization. It's hard for me to get my training table time. It's hard for me to get lifts. It's hard for me to get my own court time. So you can only imagine where my mental is at.
Stress.
I'm stressed, I'm mad every day, I'm sad, I'm angry, I don't want to be there at that time. Like, it's so much going on, you feel what I'm saying? And it's crazy, the day I tore my Achilles, I'm in the car with my brother driving to the game, all this stuff is just wearing on me because I'm seeing something that's going on that I've never experienced in the NBA. The NBA's always been the ultimate professionals in everything. How you work, how you walk, how you talk, whatever. You get everything, you know what I'm saying? That's never gonna be the problem to people to come get your work. You know, they got food, they got everything you need. The problems usually come from outside of it. Or your play, you produced or you didn't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't those things. And I'm somebody that's really detailed about my work. You know, my work is my work. I don't play about my work. So not only I have my hand, my mom, my cousin, my uncle, I'm not even able to get what I need.
Right.
My mind's in a whole nother world. I don't even know if I want to play basketball at that time.
So all of this is going on. You pop your Achilles. What's going through your mind when you're on the court playing the Celtics and your Achilles goes?
The day I was driving to the game, my brother was with me. We're driving, and I'm just venting to him. He talks about it to this day, like, he's like, our conversations was just weird. Like, it was like something was gonna happen. Like, I told my agent too, I'm like, man, if something don't shake, like, something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. The way that things is going and where my mental is at, and it wasn't just me, it was everybody's mental, every player. Like, I hope this brings peace to my brothers. I hope, you know, everybody gets what they need. I hope the organization, you know, get it together. Like, because you have the talent, but it ain't just the talent. You need every dot to connect to have a chance to go win. But even that game, I just was mentally gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just gone. I've never felt this way. I don't smoke or drink.
Right.
So I'm feeling something that I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I'm like, why? I got hurt the first quarter, like, right away. Right away. And then what hurt me the more about that situation is when I got hurt right there. I got up, walked it off, went to the back. My girl's being told, my brother's being told, whatever you need, you need anything. whatever you need. I'm sitting on the bed like, damn, whatever I need after I tear my Achilles.
Right.
You know, so, you know, that was that. But like I said, I could be a little crazy. I laughed at it, honestly.
So
I
wrong
tear
with you,
my
Doc.
Achilles. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yo,
It
Mitch,
is what it is.
Mitch is in San Antonio now.
San Antonio, Miss Johnson.
Yeah.
Congrats to him.
What is it like to be with Greg Popovich, to be there at the press conference, to have this connection with him, and then the person that moves into the head coaching spot is someone you've known for a lot of your life?
He's the reason why I'm here right now. Miss Johnson's the reason I'm here right now. He's the guy that came and got me out of jail when I was 15
Really?
with my uncle. Him and my uncle's best friends. Miss Johnson created an AAU team for Dejounte Murray called A+. We went around the country. That's how I built my name. That's how I became a top recruit. That's how I got all these scholarships. Because of Miss Johnson. I put the work in, but he opened his house. He took responsibility as a father, as a big brother, when he didn't have to. He was best friends with my uncle. He created a team for me, an AAU team for me.
Damn.
He's the reason. We went into San Antonio like as a package together. They'll tell you, like we went in together. And there was plans for him because of, not Dejounte, because Miss Johnson is smart. Miss Johnson understands the game, knows the game. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to run a team. And that's why I'm not surprised where he's at. You know, he had a plan and he stuck with his plan. He went to the G League, he played the development, he was behind the bench, he got on the bench.
Yeah.
Now he's the head coach. When you pay your dues and you put the work in and you don't put a timetable on the work, good things happen. So, you know, for me, I wasn't just there for Mitch. I was there for Miss Johnson. I was there for Greg Popovich. It was a beautiful transition.
Yeah.
Knowing the story behind it, at least for me and Mitch, and then how much I love Pop. You know what I'm saying? So Mitch
That's awesome.
he's the real deal.
I love that.
Are you happy
For what?
with life? Are you happy?
I'm happy.
All-star,
Nah.
balling, got money, kids. Are you happy?
It depends what you mean about
Happy,
that,
bro.
though, man.
I'm happy. I enjoy this
Yeah,
life.
like, but the money don't make me happy.
Money don't make me happy. I have a beautiful wife. I have
Yes.
great kids. I
Yeah.
have a good time. We're not traveling. I'm with my kid. I am happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy with my lady. I'm happy with my kids. The curse of that, though, the other half of that is you just see so many people change on you. Like, usually here he changed, but usually it's the people around you that change, you know, when you're a good-hearted, God-fearing person like myself. So when you say that, like, yeah, I'm happy with the blessings and, you know, like I have a lady that, you know, loves me, the kids, my kids that love me. But it's like, damn, when you look at so many people that you would think they just happy for you,
They're not.
they not happy for me. When you genuine and
Yeah.
you love everybody unconditionally, like that shit hurt. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You feel me? But more of the story, I'm happy. I'm about to take a vacation with my family in a couple days. I'm happy for sure.
Dejounte, I think
sure.
my last question as we end it, man, would be, you have come such a long way, and you keep talking about healing, and you've talked about the things that you deal with emotionally and mentally to yourself. When are you going to let people in order to help you? This show became what it is beyond a shadow of a doubt because Michael Beasley sat right where you were sitting, man, and told us how
I just
long.
watched that the other day.
Told
You
us
know
how
what I'm saying?
long.
His mom stole from him,
Yeah.
rest in peace. You know, the people around him, like that shit messed me up.
Yeah, like when are you gonna start letting people help you and letting people be a part of the healing process? Because you are strong, man, and you are mature, and I can tell the level of emotional intelligence that you have, but what you went through is not a one-man job unless that man's name is Jesus. When are you gonna let people come in and be, whether it's an ear, whether it's advice, or sometimes, bro, like you just gotta sit around with people and cry? Are you open to trying to get to that point?
When they show consistency of caring about me instead of wanting from me. Yeah, Because I'm somebody that read the room. I know what's going on. I could see somebody text me, how you doing? And then boom, can I hold this? Come right after. Straight up. And, you know, somebody show me the consistency of, man, I care about you. I really love you, man. Forget what you could do for me, what you could do for yourself. Like, nah, I love you the person. Love you the person. Instead of wanting these things from this person. For sure. Because I know it ain't about me, it's bigger than me. We all in this together. And I know there's people that can help you. It's just for me, my life, my story been so messed up. And like I said, the survival thing, and when you just been failed by so many people, it's tough, you know, but I think that's the most important, you know, consistency. It's showing you care. You don't want nothing from me. Because I show you I care. I hit you, I hit people on birthdays. I remember everybody's birthdays, holidays. I'm the one that send the message. I don't wait for you to send me the message. I'll tell you happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I send that, not to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, all the people I care about. Actions speak louder than words, moral of the story.
You are an extremely special human, man. I'm so grateful for you, bro. But like, I've been trying to do this forever. And it was honestly better than I even thought. The conversation, the way you opened up. And my hopes is you enjoyed it enough and you feel safe enough where, man, we could do this again. Cause I think it's so much more I love to chop it up with you about, bro.
Y'all real, man. Like I said, besides the football, you know, like I know my history of football, you know, but besides that, because we're bigger than athletes, we're bigger than sports, you feel me? And all y'all represent what I feel like I represent, you know, being a great human being, you feel what I'm saying? And just wanting to make the world a better place. You can't change everybody.
Nope.
We could change one person, we did our job. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just respect and love to all of y'all, man. That's why I had to give y'all your flowers at the beginning of the show.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
For sure. Nah, you already know.
That was dope, my boy. Appreciate you,
for
fam.
sure. Hell yeah.
D, I don't know, man. I might be able to.
Hold up, limitless, niggas to me cap pinning it. I fought to hear to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless, niggas to me cap pinning it. I fought to hear to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up.